So now I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to share my screen. I'm going to pick that, share that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I already like I spent a little time looking at this project already. So are you ready? Okay. All right. So here's your first floor plan. Yeah. And oh, that's your second floor plan. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback. The main thing I wanted that you're missing here, you've got a lot of stuff that you've done well in, but really what you need is a lobby because you need a place for people to enter the building. This could be a separate little building that's attached on to the end. And what ends up happening is you can have some doors there, you can have some doors here. And I'm going to say that you could do a stair here, okay? I'm going to explain this how this works on the second floor. And mhm. No, you need like an actual space about that big. Um, so that'll help. So that lobby will be what we call a two-story space, which means it's one floor, but it's open to above, and I'll explain how that works in a minute. The other thing, have you met with Rebecca at all? Rebecca Parrish? Okay. Okay. Can you? I want you to get your driveway, your drives in. She can show you how to put these in pretty easily. So you'll have your plan looking okay. Now, what's interesting is this is like a green. This is like a public green space. So people are going to walk down this way and in here. So you probably have like a sidewalk like this, and you're probably going to have all of this area paved with hardscape, meaning this is how people are going to walk to and from your building. So if I park my car here, I can just kind of walk across hardscape, paving. This can be all green or whatever. Now this is where you're going to put your farmer's market. So you're going to have like stalls probably between these, maybe something like that. And then what I would do is have a road coming through and a road coming out. So these buses, I know you couldn't find a bus. That's fine. Don't worry about that. So the bus can come in this way and go out that way, okay? Or this way. So put a road in here like that so it looks like they can move through. Now the other big thing is you want to do is you want to define the areas where the fences are. So if I can go down and just change my color here. Is this making sense so far to you? Okay, so this is a fence. All right, this is fence. This is all fence. Oops. And oh, what happened to my pen? I lost my, oh. And this is all fence down here. So the idea is all of this area where you see my mouse is safe area for kids. All right, and then up here is more open space. This is paving right here. What happened to my pen? Why does it do that? So this is like, oh, come on now. Let me draw. Why won't you let me draw? Pen. Okay. So people can walk here. This is really the fence here, right? So typically you'd have a fence, but that fence can open up and be really open in the morning if kids want to walk in and out. So you can open and close that. But you also will have a doorway here to your lobby so they can get in and out that way. And that's like, so I think when I draw that fence in there, I feel a lot better about your project because I feel like there's a boundary where kids are safe. And I think having a lobby is going to be pretty critical for you. So, and a staircase. Okay, so that's that floor. Does that all make sense to you? And you're not going to have a fence. You won't have a fence here because you want this to be open to the community. My only thought, well, I did have a thought, is that your farmer's market might do better over here on the corner just for location. I mean, it's only words right now, so it's not like a lot of work to change that. On the second floor, oh, and there's one other thing too. So the way auditoriums work, you wouldn't have a door there. This is where your temporary stage would be, okay? And people would walk in this way and they would set chairs up like this. So you would have those doors, and then I might put in another set of doors here. Just open this up a little bit more. I know those are your stairs, so you don't want to block those. Okay, does that all make sense? Good. I don't want to try to give you too much to change because, well, you want to get done. So now on the sorry, on the second floor, all I'm doing is picking up things that really need to be picked up. So here's the same staircase that I drew before. Do you remember that? And so this is what we call open to below. So if I'm standing here, I can look down into there, and then there's a little bridge here. Okay, so when I come up the steps this way, I come up like that, and all of a sudden I'm up on this level. So just get rid of that. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm doing there? Or do you need me to explain that better? I'm good. Mm-hmm. Yep, I do. And then I want, so this is like a little bridge overlook. So if I stand right here, I can look down into the lobby. And I get, and this stairs is at the bottom. This is the bottom of the stairs. This is the top of the stairs. Sorry, it's a little hard to see. All right, so I think that'll help a lot. And then and so that you'll see this. So this will be a two-story space, but only one story is really usable on the ground level. Um, Now, does your building have a basement at all? Okay, so your mechanical room typically would not be on the second floor. Did you have a reason for putting it there? That's fine. Okay. Well, what I would do is, and again, I'm trying not to make too many changes here. Um, you probably would just have a little basement, is what you probably would do. The other thing you need, did you put an elevator in here? Okay. Let's just not worry about that right now. Um, Go ahead. You mean, like over here? You could. And so what would happen then on the second floor is you have the bridge here to the overlook, we would call it. So this is your elevator. You would get off here and come that way. Again, I'm trying not to like be too harsh on you. So um, is that Revit's really proving to be an obstacle, right? Oh, 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 that's not good. I see. Okay, because you had the Revit course in the summer, right? I see. Okay, I understand. So so what I would do is I'm going to save this PowerPoint and put it into your assignment three discussion board post so you can show this to Rebecca. So you can, when you talk to her, you can say, you want to get these roads in, you want to get some of these fences. Fences you can do. Actually, you can do most of this. So, but she certainly is around to be able to help you. Um, so I would call this. I wouldn't necessarily call this a cafeteria because you really don't have a kitchen. I would call it a lunchroom. I would call it a multi-purpose. I call it a multi-purpose room um, because once you say cafeteria, people expect to see a kitchen, and having a kitchen on the second floor is a little tricky. So um, now, is your bathroom stacked or not? Nope. You probably should flip these two. Well, typically this bathroom would go on top of this bathroom so that the plumbing is vertical. So that might, if it's easy to change, change it. If it's not easy to change, don't worry about it, okay? I couldn't find, you got your semi trucks. These are a little long. These are a little longer, but I think it's fine. Um, so I can see what you're doing here, which is great, and there. So there'll be some changes in this area. Now, why are the materials so dark? When you pick your materials, is there a way to pick a lighter material? Oh, okay, okay, I understand. Okay, all right. So you put smaller one, good. Okay, great. All right. So when you do your south view, you want to delete, not show your trees. So when you take the view again, just take the tree, delete the trees, don't save it. Delete the trees, do the rendering, and then don't save the file and just reopen it with the trees in there. Does that make sense to you? When you render? So when you render, you want to, I think you can turn the layer off that the trees are on. So whatever layer these are on, turn that off. And then what happens is, because we want to see the building and see how you did your windows, not really worrying too much about the trees in this particular case. So like I want to see what's going on behind that tree right there and behind here. Right? Okay. Same thing with this. So when you do this view, you'll take out the trucks and the trees so we can see what you're doing there. And then east view. East view is looking from, what am I looking, which view is? I like your art music garden, by the way. So you can show those in your aerial views. Is this the view, east view is looking from Kelly Drive, or, yeah, Kelly, right? Sort of? Okay. Oh, so this is the same plan again. Oh, this is your, oh, this is where your sections are cut. So when you put your lobby in, you see, when you put that lobby in, it's going to make your section cuts. Oh, same thing with the sections. You want to take the trees out that are in the front. So where's this? This one's cut. You're shading the building. That's good. So that's good. So these doors are facing, is that the auditorium? Yeah, okay. I know where I'm looking. Okay, so your main entry is over here somewhere, right? Okay, alright. Right, so what's that? Is that your bike rack? What's that right there? This is the auditorium. So the main entry, so if you have your lobby, like this two-story space, it would look something like that. And it could be all glass. I don't know if you know how to build that. You can ask Rebecca. She'll tell you how to make that out of glass. Um, mhm. So, yeah, this one's what? Yeah, no, I get that. This is the auditorium, right? That's the lunchroom. Is that right? So these are doorways to the classrooms, yeah? Okay. So, this one's a good one. So this is south on this side. So typically you want to get that cut through a window. Do you know what I mean? So you can see where... Oh, can you hold on 1 second? My wife's calling. Hey, everything okay? Okay, did you come close to getting arrested? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I have a student on the line, so that's okay. I just want to make sure you didn't get arrested. Okay. Bye. Okay, I'm back. That was my wife went to like a protest vigil or a vigil for the Ferguson thing. So she was joking when she did not get arrested, Trev. Don't worry. So what you want to do is, this is where you're going to meet some of the performance goals. So when you do this, here's where you might do something like, so I don't know how like exhausted you are, how much more you want to do on this project, but I'll just show you for teaching purposes and then you can decide what you want to do. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you a blow up of that. So this is a side view. Oh, this is not working so well. So this is a shading element and this is a shelf and that's a window and that's oh my god, my tablet's falling apart. My tablet is falling apart. So here's a person. Oh my god, my tablet. What the heck? So here's a person looking out. My whole tablet's being crooked. So here's the sun, right? So the sun can come in like this, hit this shelf here, go off the ceiling and back into the room. Or the sun can come and hit this and be shadowed down, you see. On your south side, this is what you want to do. So this is sort of, I can send you a picture of what this actually looks like tonight, so it's not a mystery. But this is called a light shell. Go ahead. Yeah. So that's called a light shelf, and this is more of a shading element. So these are little fins that direct sunlight down along the face of the building and actually create a glow right here, which is very nice. And this is your clear story. See, this window right here is your clear story. So that window is letting light deep into the building, and this window is really your view. Okay? So this is what you would expect to see here on a south facade. That would be a typical response from that. Now also I noticed these lines are your cut lines, right? These should be invisible. And if you don't know how to make them visible, I guarantee you Rebecca will. Right. So you want to ask her about that because it's confusing because I keep thinking this is part of the building, but it's really not. So I want to make sure, and then just so that I know because the building really stops here. So that's cool. So that's the hallway, right? That's the other hallway. That's good. And these are some classrooms here too, right? Now the only thing about your north, I agree with you on your north. However, those are classrooms on the north. And oh no, those are pretty big. You're all right. Never mind. I thought they were smaller than that. Oops. Okay, so um, yeah. So what's going to happen is now, have you brought a Revit file into Safari yet? Have you tried to do that? Green Building Studio? Oh, okay. Okay, well that's fine. You're allowed to use Green Building Studio. It doesn't bother me. So what you want to do is once you make these changes, you want to bring this into Green Building Studio and do like a non-sustainable version of it and then a sustainable version of it, where you put in all the bells and whistles, and we can do that together live if you want. Next Tuesday night we could do that. I'm not really familiar with Green Building Studio, but I know I can talk you through the settings that you would choose for a sustainable project. Would that be helpful? Okay. Oh, right. Well, listen. So here's the thing. Oh, I see. Hmm. Maybe no, no. Hold on. Maybe me, you, and Rebecca will do it together because I'm not really good at Revit. So um, let me stop my recording.